Ladies and gentlemen, strap in, because we're taking off on a wild ride through history, heart-racing innovation, and pure mechanical poetry. We're talking about the kind of car that doesn't just drive, it roars into the future. A vehicle built to defy limits, built to chase legends, and built to make sound barriers quake. Today, we're exploring the history and the superpowers of the land speed racing marvel, the supersonic car. Origins of the dream. Back in the early days of motor racing, speed was king, but for decades the goal was contained. Hundreds of miles per hour, yes, but just enough to thrill. Then engineers asked, why stop there? In the mid-20th century, concepts that once belonged to aircraft started bleeding into cars. Aerodynamics, jet propulsion, materials once reserved for aerospace were being borrowed. The goal? Push a vehicle across land faster than a bullet, faster than a thought. One of the most dramatic milestones came when Thrust SSC, the British jet car built by a team of engineers led by Richard Noble and Ron Ayers, became the first land vehicle to officially break the sound barrier on October 15, 1997. The driver, Andy Green. The speed, 763 mph, Mach 1.016. That wasn't just about being fast, it was about transformation, a car becoming a kind of rocket, a machine that altered our view of what land vehicles could do. Okay, so what are the standout features that elevate these beasts beyond your everyday sports car? Let's break it down. 1. Thrusters and aeromagic. Instead of a typical engine and transmission setup, these cars often use jet engines or rocket motors, or both. For example, the Bloodhound project, Bloodhound LSR, aimed for 1000 Datenz by combining jet and rocket propulsion. Aerodynamics become extreme, minimal drag, razor-thin profiles, wings or stabilizers to handle speed beyond what tires and roads were designed for. 2. Engineering for one thing, speed. Every component is there to shave off milliseconds, minimize weight, maximize stability. Materials, advanced composites, carbon fiber shells, exotic alloys. In some designs, wheels endure radial stresses tens of thousands of times gravity. 3. Handling the unthinkable. At supersonic speeds on land, you're dealing with shockwaves, surface irregularities, catastrophic failure potentials. The Thrust SSC team used computational fluid dynamics and rocket sled testing to validate their designs. Brakes? Not just your typical discs. Parachutes, air brakes, drag chutes, all on the table. 4. The human element. You might think the car is the star, but the driver and team are just as heroic. Andy Green, for example, didn't just press go, he sat inside a rocket car hurtling across the desert at Mach 1.018. It takes nerves of steel, split-second decisions, a crew that treats testing like a mission to Mars. 3rd, why it matters, beyond just, wow, that's fast. You might ask, what's the big deal? Who cares if a car goes 700 mph instead of 200? Here's why it matters. Inspiration and innovation. Projects like these push engineering frontiers. Materials, aerodynamics, engine tech. They trickle down into everyday cars, planes, even space tech. Changing mindsets. They ask us to believe in the impossible. When engineers and designers say we'll build a land vehicle that breaks the sound barrier, it reminds us that limits are often just conventions waiting to be challenged. Cultural iconography. These cars become symbols of human aspiration, of raw power harnessed, of the moment when machine and human dare to do what was once only dreamt. Ivy, what made it the choice? Why that car? Let's zoom in on why Thrust SSC and similar machines became the reference. What gave them their edge? First mover in supersonic land travel. It was the first officially recognized car to cross the sound barrier on land. That places it in history. Spectacular context. Built not just for a record, but to make history. The team's commitment, the resources, the environment. Black Rock Desert made it iconic. Engineering success. They didn't just hit a number, they survived it. Many attempts end in disaster. This one succeeded in one of the most unforgiving domains, media and legacy. Because of its success, it became the go-to story whenever people talk about supersonic land vehicles. It set the benchmark others chase. A lighthearted journey through the ride. Imagine this, you're sitting in the cockpit of this car, the engine rumbling beneath you. It's not just a roar, it's a mixture of jet thrust, aerodynamic hum, and the world outside starting to blur. You count down 3, 2, 1. Ignition. You press the accelerator. The earth beneath you shakes. You're racing across desert flats. The wind isn't just wind, it's air that seems to fold itself around you. The car slicing it open. You pass 500 meters, 600 meters, then 760 mph. You're crossing the sound barrier. You hear the boom, the sonic signature of breaking free. And when it slows down, you're still intact, but your perspective has changed. You've just made land to do what only jets had done before. Vespan, why American audiences thrill to this story. For folks in the US, this isn't just science. It's living boldness. It echoes the spirit of American innovation, pushing boundaries, daring greatly. It reminds of Bonneville Salt Flats runs, of wild desert stretches where engineers and daredevils met to test what happens when you let go of safe limits. It's also about sound and speed. Who doesn't thrill at the idea of a car going faster than a bullet, faster than what we thought possible on land? That's pure cinematic. Sena conclusion. What's next? The history is compelling, but the future is even more exciting. Teams are now working toward 1000-hour piège. New materials, new propulsion systems, new test sites. The frontier is still alive, and so is the message. Speed isn't just about going fast, it's about transforming how we think about going fast. It's about expanding human ingenuity and asking, what's possible next? Thanks for joining me on this 10-minute run. I hope you feel the thrill of velocity, the crack of limits, and the hum of engineering artistry. Keep looking ahead, because the horizon isn't just far, it's waiting to be chased.